Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we're on the whale account and we're going to be showing some top tier defenses which you could definitely be running in Supreme Arena, but they're basically going to be the dual defenses of top ranking players, and so it's going to be their best team of 5. And in today's video I want to focus on 2 Celestial Hypogean defenses, because generally in the top of the meta there are 2 teams. One is going to be Mauler buff tiles and one is going to be Hypogean Celestial. But up until now I always thought Mauler buff tiles with Harak on the buff tile is considered the overall strongest team that can break through pretty much everything. But I was attacking some top rankers right now, and there are 2 strong Hypogean Celestial teams which I want to share with you, and then I will talk about the third one which I'm running as my Supreme Arena defense right now. But yeah, okay, so we'll get into Duel, and let's take a look first at Fade's defense. This took me, like, if you take a look here, I lost 3 times, and then I found maybe 2 different ways of countering it to some extent, but this was unexpected how well this defense did. When I first saw it, I didn't think it would be that threatening. But basically, it was not very easy to clear this with the Mauler buff tile team. I think part of the reason is because of Cele, because Cele will revive herself after you kill her. So like and also like if you're running Harak, you want to get kills. And when you kill Damien, when you kill Cele, I think they're not going to give actually the Harak kill stacks. And then the Freya stores are so tanky, you can't really kill them easily. And Lily May with the Valor Shield spell is really tanky as well. This is a really smart idea. Basically, I really think Valor Shield spell is a top artifact for PvP, because for the first 10 seconds your frontmost ally is basically they're not going to die, right? Lily May is going to have a shield that also gives her a huge amount of defenses, and so you're not going to be able to kill her. And that's really important for a lot of teams, like especially diagonal teams, which can nuke the Lily May no matter where her position is. The other thing is that it's going to shield and protect the Harak and give him haste to allow him to ramp up, because Harak basically dealing damage and then getting 1 or 2 kills is how these teams win. So this was not easy to clear with the Maulers. I'm going to show you like an example. We'll try to bring Maulers into them, and I'm going to show you what is my basically go-to Mauler team. Shakir, Harak, Smokey, and Brutus. Usually you always run Brutus, especially because when you're fighting against an enemy Harak, you want your Brutus to be there and take a lot of damage, because then the Harak is going to lock onto your Brutus, who's the weakest, lowest health ally with his Tidal Assault, and then Brutus is not going to be killed. So basically you're just distracting the Harak and also not giving him a kill stack. And then final hero is Lily May, just for more damage. Lily May is just an all-around good hero option, counters enemies and also helps set up kills for Harak. But like when we analyze this team, I told you that the thing is, nothing is easy to kill here. Basically everything, nothing can give, Harak is not getting a kill stack off of any of this. And so Harak is, it's really difficult to make Harak work in this team. So this was the first team I tried, and this team basically, it almost always wins for me. But it didn't win into this team, and that's why I thought this is a really impressive Hypogean Celestial team. So just a quick note about Frontline Spell. If you're on offense, Frontline Spell is the best artifact in the game, pretty much, because you teleport first, even if the opponent has Mauler buff tiles, and so you're gonna proc that Frontline Spell. The opponent is not going to. When you're on defense, though, you're not going to be able to proc Frontline Spell against opponents who are running Mauler buff tiles. In this case, I would still be able to proc it because there's no Mauler buff tiles against this team, so I can run Frontline Spell, but basically for fair testing, I don't use Frontline Spell generally when I'm attacking, because then it means it would not really function on defense, because defense has that disadvantage. But for this one, I'm going to do the Frontline Spell because I want to see into the Hypogean Celestial matchup, you could run Frontline even on defense and it would activate for you. So I'm going to take a look at this and see what happens. So we proc the Frontline Spell. Now look, my Harak is on the Talene, and killing her is no use for me. It's not giving me any kill stack. And now I have to go on and attack another hero, but everything is so tanky here. Talene casts her ultimate, she kills my Lily May already. So my Shakira has not even casted or something. Harak is here all alone now. Finally he devours something, and I think I actually devoured my own ally, and it's over. Right? And even with the frontline spell activation, okay, we got a kill, so it might not be over. We might actually solo from this point, and this just shows you how broken Harak is after one kill. But basically, this shows you the strength of this opposing team. This is a really strong enemy Hypogean Celestial team, which counters Harak pretty hard. What I want to try now is I want to attack that same team. I want to try with Lenya instead of Harak, because Lenya is also a decent option in Mauler buff tiles, but not as strong as Harak, of course. And so it's not the #1 pick. But against this team specifically, because like Harak is not getting value, I want to try Lenya and see whether it will work. Again, we'll go for the frontline spell, because even if we were on defense against this Hypogean Celestial team, we would still be proccing the frontline spell. So I want to go for that. Okay, so Lenya at least should hopefully deal some damage. Look at this. The Lily May is interrupting the Shakira, so the Shakira is getting no value. However, this fight is looking, so far is looking better. Lenya is going to be dueling the Tailene though, which is not good again. This is why Tailene is not, she is a big damage threat once she begins casting her ultimate. Yeah, this just destroyed us. We didn't have the Harak to solo, and then this is just game over. This cannot at all compete, or can it? No, it can't. Tailene is a really tricky hero and has a lot of uses because of the fact that she doesn't give feed kills to the opponent Harak. Even when she dies, she can resurrect and still have the kill threat with her damage. It's a really good hero to be running on these defenses. And then it distracted the Lenya as well. That was a major problem as well. Okay, but now we're going to take a look at some... there's a counter with Dunlinger Diurnal, which like really counters this team hard. So I don't think... but the thing is, in this game, when you're talking about the top teams, they cannot counter all of the opponent top teams that are the opponent is going to bring into you. But I want to show you an example of this team. And I still believe that for a defense, and this is what I'm running for the Supreme Arena defense for this account, this Dunlinger Diurnal team with Thorn Swell Pacting Diurnal is kind of like, this is a hybrid team. This is not like a ramp up Diurnal team comp. Instead, it's like Diurnal is being used as weakening down the opponents so that then the Harak can finish them off in the end. That's basically the game plan. But Diurnal can burst once he casts his ultimate. So this team I really like, and I think it's a really strong defense option as well. So let's take a look at it over here. It can do well into Maulers because you have Thorn Soul Pacting and protecting the Diurnal. So my Dunlinger goes down here, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter because we're going to have the damage burst. Harak gets a few kills and just cleans it up right there. So... but the interesting thing about this Hypogean Celestial team is it is really strong against Maulers. Basically, Maulers cannot clear that team effectively. I think there was one team I tried with Maulers that did manage to clear it. I think it was an OD team or something, but it didn't seem very safe. So I want to take a look. Yeah, okay. Oh, we cleared it with Sonja. So we cleared it with Sonja. We can try that team again. But it was not like looking really safe, so I again don't really recommend it as a team option. But Sonja here is going to be used as a buffer for the Shakir and the Harak. And I was running Valor Shield Spell. The other thing is that maybe Valor Shield Spell still is better. You could also run Resonating Spell in this position to power up the Harak more. But Valor Shield basically gives him the tankiness and the haste, which I like. And it makes the Brutus more tanky. Okay. So in this position, I think we're not even going to be able to cast Sonja's ultimate before the fight wears off. The good thing is Shakir is able to cast here and not get interrupted by the Lily May because of the different heroes we have. If Sonja casts here, is she going to be able to cast? Sonja still hasn't casted. Okay, she casted now. Now is a guaranteed win. Even if Sonja doesn't cast, it's possible for this team to win just for the buffs. But this shows you how Sonja can work along with Shakir, buffing up Shakir and buffing up the Harak. Sonja is good in Mauler teams. Okay, now I want to show you the other team. The other team from Barbellsage, which is also a very strong team. It's a Dunlinger team. Dunlinger Diurnal team, but a little bit different, having Lily May and Scarlita with Rainy. This is a good team, and I tried a team like this, and I was really considering running this on the Supreme Arena defense for this account as well. Basically, I also tried like Scarlita and Damien instead of Lily May. But the idea behind this comp is pretty simple. It's it's going to be buffing up the diagonal a lot. You have the Valley Shield for the shield onto diagonal and haste buff. You have Scarlita who can shield the diagonal. You have Rainier, damage reduction onto diagonal and the attack buff from the charms. And then you have Lily May, who is just an overall really strong hero, countering the opponent whatever their strategy is. So I want to show you, so with this team, this Mauler team, I did manage to clear this. We can run it again, but basically, against opponent diagonals, they nuke your Lily May really quickly. And so that is why Valor Shield Spell on Lily May is a really good option. So like you could go for positioning like this, or you could go for like this. It doesn't really matter, but just have Lily May as a frontmost, and then she is going to be protected with the defenses. She will not get nuked from the diagonal in the beginning. And your Lily May needs to interrupt the diagonal when he's casting his ultimate. That's really important. The reason Smokey does well, I think the best on these buff tiles, like instead of Odie for example, is he's going to heal up your team, provide the attack buff. He basically ramps up the Harak more with the attack buff and the eventual haste buff, but the healing is also useful. And he buffs up your whole team. Odie can be good because he can help set up kills for Harak, but from what my experience is that Smokey is better along with Harak. So let's take a look at this team. So right in the back, gets the kill onto Rainier and then onto Lily May. This is the problem. The major problem with teams like this is that when you're running Rainier, even when you're running Lily May, they're susceptible to being killed and feeding the Harak stacks right at the beginning of the match. But what I want to show you right now is I want to now try to find a Harak team. For example, I think... yeah, there are some Harak teams, and I want to show you the Thorin version of Diagonal Dunlinger with like the Harak Rainier position swap, like I just showed you that team on offense. That team can deal with some of the Mauler teams you might be facing. I think Himmel is running a Mauler team, but it is on a kind of awkward map for the Dunlinger Diagonal comp, but I'll still run it. We'll run it. Yeah, this is the one that he's running. And it's a really strong team, but basically he's running Shakir on the buff tile and Mikola off of it. And I prefer to have Smokey on the buff tile, Shakir off of it. Mikola, I just feel like Mikola gets killed too easily and she's food for the Harak. Basically, in this team setup that we have, no one is easy food for the Harak. Especially if you're going to Valor Shield spell the Lily May or if you put her in the back to be safe. But we're not trying this team. We want to try the Dunlinger Diagonal team to show you that this team can deal with the Harak Maulers, which is it's one of the most difficult to deal with teams. So if it can deal with that, then you know it's a pretty good defense. Okay, so this is it, and then you have Thorin as a final hero to protect Diagonal. That's basically it. Thorin is not doing anything other than basically protecting the Diagonal. You have the Valor Shield spell for massive protection. I want to see, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to win here, because he has everything going for him. He's going to have the Frontline Spell, which is going to have the value onto my team, because even though he's on defense, and generally Frontline Spell will not activate on defense because you teleport second, we don't have any Mauler buff tiles, so we're not going to be teleporting other than the Harak position swap. And so they're going to teleport onto my side. They're going to proc the front line. They're probably going to proc and control the on arena. So this is a good chance for his team to win. I want to see whether we're still going to have a chance of winning here with this team. Yeah, he's going to control the on arena. Look at that. So Download is nuking down. Okay, he doesn't control the on arena. But he activated the frontline spell, of course. Harak is getting kills. Where is Harak? Harak is off on the side. And now he's locked onto Brutus, which is a problem. But the enemy Harak getting kills and enemy Harak is on the Mauler buff tile, which is even more scary, right? We're going to lose here. Yeah. So this shows you that Mauler buff tiles with Harak is really difficult to counter and really difficult to deal with. However, this Dunlinger down team can do it. I think it's not on this map. This map is not really working for it. Let's try... Can we try some other formation on this map? Basically, the Thorn is actually not even needed in this position because Diagonal is safe off in the back. The main issue is when you're running Rainier, it is free food for the opponent Harak, who's going to teleport right onto your Rainier. And that is an issue. Understood. Like, we could try Lily May, but honestly, I don't feel like it's a great option. What if we even got rid of the Dunlinger entirely? No, we want to keep the Dunlinger. Okay, we're going to try this. Let's see what happens. Okay, So they go right to my side, right? Okay, Rainier's not dead yet, but then... Okay, Harak still didn't kill the Rainier. Wow, Rainier's still alive somehow. That's amazing. But the thing is... Okay, now Duel is nuking. Yeah. Okay, if the enemy Harak doesn't get any kills, I think we're going to win here. If he still wins from this position, then it just shows you basically there's no hope for this comp. Because this was a perfect fight for us. The enemy Harak didn't get any kills right up until the end. He's going to actually solo me now. This is why Maulers on Harak on Mauler buff tiles is basically unkillable. Dunlinger Duel can work though. This comp has worked. I've tried it against people and it has worked. But here it's not working at all. Yeah, maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe you just go for like for Supreme Arena defenses, you run your Dunlinger Duel comp, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, then you just don't care about it too much. And then run Harak on a different team for the Mauler tiles. Yeah, so this was really strong. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I've managed to deal with this defense, because it is a really strong defense. So, one team that I used was Shakir, Smokey, Harak. It is basically the mirror match, but running Smokey instead of Mikola, and Shakir off the buff tile. And then Brutus. Brutus is actually the MVP because he counters enemy Harak, because he's going to get low on health ratio, and then the enemy Harak is going to try to attack him, and he's invincible, so he doesn't allow the opponent to get kills. And here with this Valor Shield spell, we're going to have the Lily May buffed up. But I could also run Frontline Spell if I wanted to, but that's only for offense, and it's not a fair test then. And I think in this position, he's not going to be able to activate his Frontline Spell, because we teleport first, right? Offense has the advantage. And that is why on defense, Frontline Spell is not considered the best option, because if other people bring Mauler buff tiles into you, you're going to not be able to trigger the effect. See, look, it's still 2 out of 3 not triggered. And now we're in a really good position. My team is all basically protected. I think my Shakir has casted ultimate. Yeah. Shakir has casted ultimate. Brutus is somehow at full health. And now it will just come down to the Harak ramp up. And we're going to get the kill onto Lily May right here, which is really big. Yeah, and now we move on to the Shakir, and the enemy Harak already died somehow. So this was the positioning that I used, and it's a pretty safe win and clear into this using Valor Shield spell. But then what Himmel can do is he can also run Valor Shield spell on his defense, because that's the thing, when you're running defense, I think you have to run Valor Shield or some alternative. You can't run Frontline, because the opponent just brings Mauler buff tile, and then you're never going to activate your effect, like right there. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Definitely more of these videos to come, because I love to cover this high level PvP content. And yeah, but from this testing, actually what we can see is that yes, we have found 2 pretty good Hypogene Celestial teams from Barbellsage and from Fade, and then I showed you the one that I'm running with like Harak position swap. However, I think actually from this testing now, it's probably better that I don't run that and run just Harak on a Mauler team for like Supreme Arena. And if you're gonna go for Dunlinger Duel, go all out for Dunlinger Duel. If the opponent brings Mauler buff tiles, say fair game, you win, right? Basically, because Dunlinger Duel does not beat Mauler buff tiles, especially Mauler buff tiles with Harak. Maybe without them it can though. Barbellsages was really good. I like this team. Also especially because this team did not, like, it is using Scarlita in a good effective use for her. And it's using Lily May. But like Lily May you might want on other teams, so that's kind of the issue. But yeah, I think you could do a team like this with Scarlita and swap Lily May for something else as well, maybe. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That's going to be it for this one. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.